The Valley Current.
Imagine standing before the Supreme Court, right? You're one of the most elite legal advocates in the entire country.
Oh, totally untouchable. Or so you'd think.
Exactly. Now imagine trading that absolutely pristine reputation for a 6-year federal prison sentence. And the craziest part is it all started over a single line item on a 2016 tax return.
Yeah, it really is wild.
So today we are doing a deep dive into this fresh legal briefing. It's called The Deeper Five by Jack Russo at Computer Law Group, dated July 27, 2026. And our mission today is to figure out exactly how this famous attorney, Goldstein, who, by the way, has an appeal pending right now, how he ended up throwing it all away.
Right, because reading this briefing, it's honestly like watching a Greek tragedy play out entirely through tax forms and financial disclosures.
It really is. So how does a legal elite even end up facing prison? I mean, take us back to the foundation of this whole collapse.
Well, to trace the roots, you have to go back to 2016, and it starts relatively small. He basically understated his taxes. His whole argument was that because of these backer funds...
Like third-party investor money.
Exactly, yeah. He claimed that because of those funds, he actually lost money that year. He literally testified to the IRS that he was a net loser.
But a jury looked at the math on that and just flatly rejected it, right? They officially ruled him a net winner.
They did. And the irony here is that this one single 2016 tax lie, that wasn't actually what doomed him. It was the frantic cover-up he did afterward.
Right. It's that classic academic concept of the slippery slope. It's like, telling a tiny fib at a dinner party, and by dessert, you've had to invent an entirely fake backstory just to keep the lie alive.
That is the perfect way to describe it, because that single transgression spawned this massive cascade of concealment. I mean, to hide his wealth from the IRS, he started moving money completely off the radar. By 2018, he had undeclared cash floating around Macau.
Oh, wow. So parking liquid assets overseas where U.S. regulators can't really see it?
Exactly. And then by 2020 and 2021, he was denying he owned any crypto. He was essentially using untraceable digital wallets as a black box to hide his net worth. And to keep all this hidden from his lenders, he just started outright lying on his mortgage applications in 2021.
Which is where the cover-up becomes the main event, right? Because those mortgage lies, which were just told to hide the original tax evasion, they actually drew the longest term at sentencing, 6 years.
Yeah, that drew a heavier sentence than the 2016 tax evasion itself.
Which instantly makes me think of Martha Stewart. Her conviction was entirely about the cover-up, not the original securities charge.
Spot on. The system fiercely protects its own auditing process.
But wait, I have to ask, how does someone fool their own accountants and lenders and the IRS? For years, we are talking about institutions with massive auditing power.
It all comes down to the weaponization of, elite trust. Because of his fame as an advocate, professionals gave him blind deference. His prestigious title was literally the mechanism of the fraud.
I get it. If a Supreme Court advocate hands you a financial disclosure, your instinct isn't to heavily scrutinize it. Your instinct is like, hey, this guy knows the law way better than I do.
Precisely. He spent that trust as collateral, but he spent it entirely. When Judge Grigsby looked at the wreckage, he deemed the conduct serious and concerning in its sheer massive breadth.
Which brings us to the most baffling choice of all in 2025. Right when he knows the court is watching his every move, he just doubles down.
Oh, it's shocking. He's on bond, going through a divorce, and he executes a $3 million IRS credit maneuver. He basically fabricated a massive tax credit to trick the IRS's automated refund system.
Wait, really? While on bond, he tries to trick the IRS automated system. Why does the instinct to outsmart everyone kick into overdrive exactly when the spotlight is brightest?
It's the ultimate rationalization trap. He genuinely thought he was smarter than the guardrails. But he hid this from probation, which was an uncharged act that revoked his bond. Judge Grigsby even said, "We've gone too far, Mr. Goldstein. Courts forgive least when you offend under scrutiny."
It really proves that elite trust is such a perishable currency. One small rationalized transgression can just compound ruinously.
Yeah, his famous status bought him unquestioned deference, letting him just bypass normal checks and balances.
Which leaves you with a pretty chilling question to ponder as we wrap up today. If our financial system operates so heavily on the assumption that prestigious titles equal honesty, how many other untouchable elites are out there right now, exploiting that exact same blind spot right past the auditors?
Tune in next time on The Valley Current.